The weary heroes, left with little option, on the brink of exhaustion, their bodies battered and bruised, with heavy hearts, they know that they are in no shape to rescue Zavoy. Though it doesn't sit right with any of your souls, in your minds you know that you must rest and hope that Zavoy can hold on till morning. Your dreams are plagued with visions of distorted faces, evil eyes, and bony grasping fingers that pull you down into the cold, viscous mud of the swamp. But you wake in the dim gloom of dawn as the door to the hut slams open. Veska is standing in the doorway, with pale skin and large eyes cutting a strange figure silhouetted against the light of dawn without. Standing just behind her is a heavily armored figure. As your eyes begin to focus, she claps her hands and shouts, "Wake up! We don't have much time."
I just sort of sit up and go, "What?"
How is everyone? Is everyone's faces intact? And I can't remember how absolutely annihilated we got last time.
You guys were pretty beaten and battered up. However, you've all had some tea, and you can still smell the sweetness rising from the steaming kettle.
That tea was good.
Mm-hmm.
It was some good tea. So as you all sort of rise weary-eyed, Veska will turn and usher the heavily armored figure into the house. She shuffles past you all with a strange alien gait to the kettle and pours a glass of steaming tea. She turns, brings it back over to the figure standing in the doorway and offers it. "Drink this, it will make you feel better."
Oh, thank you.
It smells
I take it, but don't drink it.
like honey. For the rest of you, you're cramped, but not cold. You just feel as if you've spent weeks and months camping in a damp forest and stinking, fetid swamp. It's been a long time since any of you felt the warm embrace of clean-ish sheets.
Have we this time? I thought we all sleep on the floor and stuff.
Yeah, you were on the floor. One of you had the couch. I think Jasail was allowed to be on the couch. It seems you
Well,
were
she did nearly die.
bit fucked up. You were a little bit fucked.
Yeah, just a bit.
I bet it's not a nice floor either. I bet it's a proper haggard old floor.
It is
Probably not a nice
damp,
couch either, to be fair.
holy. Some parts of it you can see the swamp water through the floorboards. It's covered in moss and
Just homemade nails sticking out of it and that.
A slightly warm feeling viscous slime as well in some patches.
I'm just gonna sort of chug one of my few remaining painkiller potions and just be like, sorry, who are you?
Hello, my name is Vitalia. And then she remembers herself and does like a bow at your service. Sage Tivana sent me. And Veska found me thigh high in the mud pool and guided me here.
As you all look around, you realize someone's missing.
Oh, for God's sake.
The lithe form of Arwen is not where she was when you all went to sleep.
Veska's probably eaten her.
Just inhaled her whole one.
Is there like is a giant stew pot or anything bubbling away by any chance? Like with
There
a
is
foot sticking out.
There is a large pot of stew, but it does not have a foot sticking out. It smells extremely salty and a little bit damp.
It's probably all the
like
sweat that was on it.
foliage.
Is there anything of our equipment gone and everything?
Their equipment is completely gone.
Did Veska, did you see Arwen leave?
Yes.
Any bit more
And then?
information?
Did she say anything to you, or
She's probably
She
gone back
just
after that
left.
donkey.
She looked like she was in a hurry. I followed her for a while and then heard this one. So I went to investigate. I could not catch up with her. She's very fast.
Oh, okay. Well, she left under her own volition, I guess. Not much to do.
That's what she says.
Well, true. Insight check.
Oh yeah, you can inside check, Veska.
Probably believe her. 2 seconds.
No matter what the dice says, I believe. you.
14.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Veska is on the level, mate.
I'm sorry, this is all very fascinating and everything, but why are we here?
Yeah, why
I
did
was told we have the same goal and that you are in need of another sword, but I have no idea what is happening.
why did Tivana send you?
I traveled to Braskov to seek her wisdom, and in return, she asked me to come and help. She said that she senses a presence here that may be more dangerous than perhaps you were originally expecting to fight.
You can see Veska is just nodding along with this.
I think that basically describes everywhere we've been so far.
Things have took a turn for the worse outside.
What do you mean, Veska?
Yeah, worse than it already was, because it was already pretty bad.
Yes, it is probably best if I show you.
Oh, it hasn't
She
snowed,
just
has it?
Yes, just 6 inches of fucking brown snow everywhere. Not nice, fresh though. It's like it's had like a week's worth of cars driving over it, just all over the place.
I did not sign up for snow.
So she like shuffles back across the very ramshackle hut that is for use for Talia. Looks to be held up with vines and bits of moss on the outside. Inside is exactly the same. There are pots and pans and books stacked all over the place, all of which look like they're in no position to be read ever again. Most things are covered either in a glistening layer of slime or a thick coating of moss. The interior of the hut itself is very damp, as if it's like constantly got morning dew. The steam from the kettle, which seems to be ever boiling, is just sort of rising up and creating this low fog at the top of the house. And sort of wildflowers and vines growing all over the things. And every available inch of space has various knickknacks and contraptions, empty bottles, dirty plates, all sort of stacked precariously all around there, everywhere. The only thing that seems to be sort of in, like, you can recognize what it is a very old Baroque-looking couch on which Jasail is reclining at the moment, but even that has seen better days thousands of years ago, as the fabric is threadbare and there is patches of sort of green algae growing over it in places. You can tell it used to be a once beautiful piece of furniture, but it looks as if someone's left it out in the garden for over a decade. Everything in here just it looks like a really old neglected shed on the inside. So Veska sort of shuffles across that past you and out onto a small warped veranda and just starts to point at the sky and waits for you all to follow her.
okay, let's go look.
Yep.
Okay. As you approach the door, you can hear the croak of the frogs and the lazy buzz of the insects outside. However, there's an eerie coolness to the air now that wasn't there before you all slept. And as you move out onto the veranda, the hut seems smaller. than it did when you entered. The walls look warped and old, as if a great pressure is pushing down upon the roof. Outside, the colours of the flowers and the trees adorned with painted skulls, they feel flat and muted. And the light breeze there is causing the painted skulls to knock together, which is creating a pleasant and relaxing sound that feels very out of place. It felt comforting when you entered Veska's sanctuary, but now it's disjointed and alien to the feeling that you get outside. It's almost unnerving. And the croaking of the frogs and the insects will stop at once as a flash in your periphery catches your attention, as a spark of energy as you follow Veska's finger up to the sky. You see the pearlescent magic of protection around Veska's sanctuary shimmering above the house. It's sparking and fizzing against a slowly spreading green-black smudge pressing down on it. You can see these horrible viscous tendrils probing, spreading out, trying to find weakness in the magical barrier. And every time you think a tendril is about to pierce through, there's a spark and a fizz of magic, and it recoils as if it's living. You can see that it's slowly spreading out. You're not able to see the sky beyond it. These horrible pulses of green-black energy are bursting from this huge sort of smear above you. It's slowly spreading like thick green oil across the top of the protective sphere above our house. And she just points to that and goes, "This is bad."
Do you know what it is?
At that, the constant grimace that Veska has across her face and her wide eyes curls down ever so slightly at the corners, and her eyes drop to the floor. And she looks scared for the first time. And she raises her head back up and faces you all and says, "It's the Wither."
The
The
Wither.
Wither.
Any
That
of you
is
guys
the danger.
remember that name? It's a very long time since any of you have read it. I will allow any of you to make a quick history check.
I think, being the sage, I might jump on that one, boys and girls.
Go bananas, man.
With my
Probably better than my 0 history.
+6 to history. 14.
The Wither is the Siren's younger brother.
Fuck's sake.
Oh,
Fuck.
And with a 14, I'll let you in a little more. He is known as the Scourge, the Plague Bringer. He spreads death and disease wherever he goes. It's been long rumored that he is the original architect of the landscape that you now find yourselves within.
can't wait to meet him.
I'll just sort of relay
Sounds
this
like an absolute
information.
treat.
Yeah.
Does it spreading mean that he's close by, or is it just
Yeah.
that he's
Why now?
started?
Why is the protective magic faltering now?
Tavana said that she sensed the Wither's presence here.
I see.
So he's actually here.
It sounded like he is here, yes.
Well, that complicates
good.
things. You see, Svetalia, our guide, our friend Chavoy, was abducted, and if we were tentative to fight 2 hags, let alone 2 hags and this scourge, this wither as well. Looks
Wasn't
like
he also with the Lord of Whispers?
it was a projection, remember?
Yeah,
Yes.
it was a projection. It wasn't actually him.
I was going to say, well, why would we think to do that? Terrible plan.
So it
I don't
seems
think Tivana would have sent me if it was impossible. She
Well-
seemed to think that there was a chance we could succeed.
looks like we might see how good you are with that sword after all, eh?
Just want to remind you, Svetalia, that you've also seen what this looks like from outside the protective bubble.
Hmm. I thought that was just how the swamp looked. Do you mean the magic that was assaulting the globe?
Yes.
Yeah, there is tendrils of green-black sickness rising up into the sky and striking the orb, the globe that protects this place. I do not think we have time to tarry.
But it was focused on just the globe, right? You walked in without any issue. We're not gonna get smited if we walk outside.
I was with Veska, but it did not attack me, no.
No, it seems focused on the source of my power. It's draining it.
Do you have any idea what direction it's coming from?
She just points due south from where you are.
And Veska, do we think that that's where the hags and Javoy are as well? Are they all together, or is this two
Javoy.
separate?
Is quite certainly there. The blights, I do not know. You see, normally as soon as I leave my sanctuary, they follow me and attack me, which is why I have not left in so long. But I took a chance trying to stop Arwen, and yet I made it almost to the edge of the Hag's Mire without harassment. I do not think the blights are here anymore.
I guess that means maybe the best chance we've got of getting to Javoy.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Curious, but a good opportunity. Yeah, we should do it.
Unless it's a trap.
There's
always
definitely a
always a trap.
We will find out when we get there.
All
Okay.
right. Well, welcome aboard, Svetalia. Let's do it.
Okay.
Nods.
Veska nods with you and goes, I'm coming with you all. Follow Veska, I will guide you through this swamp.
That's very kind.
And she sets off
It was
down the
some effort to get here in the first place.
sets off down the
Friendly
steps.
as good, at least.
Is there anywhere for me to set this undrunk tea down? I'm just walking around holding this tea. Just going to put it on the floor.
Yeah, not drinking the tea is like, it's better than it seems.
It's
Mm.
good tea.
I look at you and then still put it down on the floor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so Veska is swept off down the steps towards the neat little white pebble path that winds between the neat flower beds and beautiful trees, all hung with the painted, beautifully painted, colourful skulls of all different varieties that are knocking together in the wind. You can see she's moving quite quickly down the path ahead of you. Her tiny feet are crunching on the beautiful white pebbles beneath her rotten, sort of dirty brown-green boots that she's wearing. Then she stops and looks at you and goes, Come on, we do not have much time.
Chop, chop.
She turns and walks away again. Are you all following?
Yes.
Yep.
Wonderful. As you reach the edge of Veska's sanctuary, the Hagsmire without seems darker, sapped of colour. It already felt quite devoid of life as you travelled through it previous days. Now it feels even more ominous, even more unwelcoming. The fetid waters are now thick with quivering black slime. The stunted trees that you can see are wrapped in pulsing tendrils that glow with the same sickly green luminescence as the spreading oil slick above you on the sanctuary. A cloying fog hangs low to the ground. But as you follow the way that Veska is pointing, you can see a glow in the horizon to the south. And as you pass through the barrier, a strange feeling as if pins and needles is happening all over your body all at once, and then it disappears. Replaced now, as you stand in the humid air of the Hagsmire, with an itching presence of foul magic. It intensifies with each pulse from this huge, writhing, green-black tentacle you can now see rising into the sky above you from the top of the sanctuary's magical barrier. As you follow it in the sky, you can see it's blocking out the stars with these horrible pulses, and it's convulsing as if it's feeding, as if something is swallowing. A snake trying to swallow a giant egg. It's writhing around as if trying to tear chunks from the top of this magical barrier. It's almost as if it's living. You can see it arcs high into the sky. It follows a straight line to the south. And you can see it disappearing behind the stunted trees and mossy banks of Hagsmire, possibly 2 miles, 3 miles ahead of you. You see Veska is now visibly agitated at being outside, and her movements have become visibly more jerked. You can see she's listening all around, waiting for something. And she looks over her shoulder at you all and begins to march south. You can see Veska leads you expertly through the swamp, dodging you round the various dangers of which you are all now all too familiar. She stops every 40 or 50 feet and listens. See, waiting again. The tense heartbeats as you wait. However, each time she gives you a nod and continues on. It takes you half an hour following Veska's careful footsteps through the swamp before you begin to close in on the epicenter of this huge writhing tendril. You can see there's a dense bank of trees ahead of you, what looks to be like a large island of mud and moss that has arisen out of the swamp waters. The ground itself is still covered in this glistening black slime, and it feels as if it's grasping at your boots with every step, trying to hold you fast. And Veska stops just at the periphery of these trees, wrings her hands, turns to you. It's here. This is where the magic is coming from. I recognize the source. You see she's visibly upset now. We're still with this grimace across her face, but you can see tears are now welling up in her huge round eyes. This is Javoy's magic. but twisted.
Don't worry, Veska. We're here with you, and we won't let anything bad happen to you or Javoy. Let's do this together.
She nods, though it's not a nod of confidence, more of acceptance. And she turns and begins to enter into the trees in front of you. As you follow her in, you can see what looks to be a clearing on the other side of the trees. After a few moments, you burst through, and the ground below you is black. You are indeed standing in a clearing which is dominated by a huge, warped tree growing from the bones of an ancient giant creature. Just in front of it is a ring of 8 warped and bent standing stones, about 4 feet high. The tree itself, as you watch it, is the source of this huge tendril, which is rising up from its trunk between its branches. It's forcing its way out of this tree. And Veska stops at the edge of the clearing and looks nervously at you all.
Lady, protect us.
Ooh.
Godfrey will look over at that. Is there anything else standing out? Like, how wide is this tree? This massive tree.
This tree, from your estimate, is 40 feet to 50 feet wide at its base.
Jesus.
Canny
It's a
wide.
big tree.
Big tree.
It looks to be just under 100 feet tall.
Ooh.
You want to make an investigation check for me, please?
Godfrey, I did. You mean?
Yeah. Since you're looking at the tree.
7.
7.
That's a big tree.
The tree seems to be black in colour with strange, sort of pale, very thin, spiky branches. It doesn't look natural at all.
Does this remind us of the tree that nearly murdered us on the way here at all?
No, it looks much worse.
Can I roll Arcana to try gauge what kind of magic's going on here?
Yes, you can.
Guidance.
Amazing. Oh, thanks.
Guidance.
Oh yeah, I should have guidance myself. Stupid. Didn't it? Forgot I got that contract.
I don't think guidance is going to make a massive difference there, chaps. So
Oh dear.
It could get you a 10. I didn't.
Just to find
I'm
out
still
what the
very
roll of the day
tired.
is.
Okay,
That's true.
7.
What we got? 9?
9. Which I think may be the answer to that question.
As you try and focus on the magics that are here, it is so overwhelming for your senses. You can't pinpoint one particular school of magic, as there seems to be several here that have been corrupted and intertwined.
Is Veska like aware of this tree? Is it usually this evil looking?
Do you ask her?
Yes.
She turns to you. This tree has never been here.
Oh.
This is the entrance to the Feywild.
Is there like
So-
a hollow in the tree at all, or anything like that? Not that I want to go to the Feywild.
With your investigation that you did before, with the investigation I did before, you'd have to maybe move a little bit closer to see the tree a bit better. There is still quite a low-hanging fog lingering here.
Standing stones that you said, do they go all the way around the tree, or they're like in front of the tree?
They are about 20 feet in front of the tree, in a large circle of 30 feet in diameter. The ground between the standing stones is different, though. That's not covered in this thick, black, viscous slime that's across everything. The ground there, you can still see some patches of grass and moss and sort of mud and loose stones between the standing stones there. It's as if
Veska,
something's holding the slime back. Yes?
where is the boy?
And she just points at the tree with a shaky hand.
Is he inside the tree? Or is he the tree?
He
The
is the
tree.
tree, isn't he? He had
Her eyes are locked on the tree.
he had
and
some
she's
kind of
just
power over
standing,
nature, so it makes. I
shaking.
guess if it was twisted, it would make sense.
I put my hand on the hilt of my sword. I'm not sure how useful my sword is going to be against that tree.
I just want to take a look around and see if there's any movement or any signs of life. I want to make sure we're not being watched.
Good shout.
Perception check.
Okie dokie.
I mean, I cast detect magic.
6.
I think that might help.
7 rather, 7.
6.
7.
You feel as if you're being watched, but you cannot see where from.
Just,
And you're casting detect magic, Godfrey, yeah? What are you deciding?
I'll start doing it as like a ritual. It'll take 10 minutes.
Alright. What were you going to say, Torlek?
just gonna take out my my mace, like unsheath it, and just make sure my shield's nice and well seated on my arm. Just not do anything, just keep my head on a swivel and just get ready, because you know, hair's standing up on the back of my neck. Just say it may be obvious, but something's definitely not right, guys.
So it might be a bit easier for you guys to visualize it if I put you on a little map that I knocked up, just of the scene. The tree isn't black and dead. It's actually like a deep, glistening red color with white branches that break through very viscous-looking red bark.
Does detect magic go off?
Yes. What does your detect magic look like? Is it like in Palladia where everything sort of goes sort of monotone, but the magic sort of stands out? Or what does your detect magic look like and feel like when you set it off?
I mean, from the outside, it probably doesn't look like anything to these guys, apart from these clutching these holy symbol. But I imagine he probably just sees magic things as like glowing with light, you know, like a sunrise.
All right. Okay. So the first thing you will notice is the tree itself and the huge tendril above are casting the most foul sensing and looking magic you've ever come into contact with. It feels like a disease that would kill death.
Jolly.
You're also getting hints of magic from the standing stones. I'll tell you what school it is. Conjuration magic. Just very gentle hints of conjuration magic coming off each of the standing stones. It looks as if they're inert right now.
And the black sort of rotten ground stops at the circle. It doesn't go into the circle of
Stops
stone.
the circle. Yeah.
Could I infer from this that the standing stones are linked to the Feywild somehow, and it's kind of protecting that little bit of area?
That would be an intelligence assumption to make, yeah. From where you are, it is sort of very gloomy at the moment, but you can see that the standing stones have some etchings on them that don't resemble any writings of this plane that you've seen. And
Does
you
it seem like a
move to get
language, or is
closer
it?
as well.
Yeah, have.
They
Or do they seem just like a?
make an intelligence check. Make an
Ah,
intelligence.
God. Godfrey's not clever.
Stop asking
10.
clever questions. 10. Look kind of naturey.
Okay. Nature shit.
Like you've
It's
seen
not my
some
bag.
sort of druidy stuff, hippie stuff from back in the days. The damned druid hippies scrolling with their stuff. Looks kind of like that, but still funky and weird. And you're out of touch with it and resentful.
Goddamn hippie magic.
But because you've moved a bit closer now and you're looking at the standing stones and you cast detect magic,
Yeah. I get shot
you
with
notice
40
that
arrows.
the tree is shuddering and flinching. Not its in entirety, just in parts. Part of the bark is shuddering and quivering. Other parts are flinching, pulsing.
Well, if it is Javoy, I don't know any magic that would turn him back.
So at the far side of the circle, where the roots and sort of bits of the base of the tree are going to meet the standing stone circle, do they stop?
They're branches.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, they're branches above it. The roots are completely obscured by this thick, viscous black slime that's everywhere.
Should we take a closer look?
Yeah, we're gonna have to get close.
Mm.
Godfrey's already wandering off on these.
I'd like to
Doing
sort
his
of
thing.
move up to the edge of the circle and just kind of see if the etchings and writings are the same on every stone, or if they appear to be part of, like, each stone is a part of a larger whole. Like, this says summoning circle to me, and I want to kind of see if that makes logical sense based on, you know, how they're made.
Okay, so the two stones that you can see right in front of you have very strange, scrawling, flowing characters on them that sort of defy logic with the way that they are carved across. If it is a language, it does not adhere to common laws of language that you are aware of in this plane. Though, when you sort of step back and sort of take in the entire carving as a whole, you see that one of them sort of resembles a flame, you think. It's like sort of with a rounded base and sort of flowing aspects coming off the top. Looks rather like a flame. And the one next to it looks like a raindrop, maybe. Okay, so Godfrey, is the rest of you just sort of standing back there and watching these two move forward?
As they all move forward, I'm going to sort of keep an eye on the flank. Half unsheath my sword and just sort of keep an eye on the back of the group.
You see Veska isn't moving, she's just got her eyes locked on the tree. Okay.
I want to go look at this.
Okay. So that's the one.
I'm trying to get a bit closer to the tree.
Okay. So, right, Jess, you also see the flowing marks on the standing stone. One of them, the two of them that you can see, one does kind of look like fire, and the other one sort of resembles a raindrop. You can see another one a bit further up from you. This one is much more complex. Make an intelligence check for me.
Ooh.
I mean, if we had an art appreciation check, I'd get you to roll that, but I think intelligence we can get there. 9. It looks some sort of the carvings looks like some sort of spherical shape, with then like a long shoot coming out the top of it, kind of almost like a seed with a shoot growing out of it. Right, okay, and if Godfrey keeps inching closer, when he gets to there,
Stop it!
shivers and shudders, and then a large eye flicks open in the trunk and regards you. This large,
Does the eye look familiar in any way?
green, cat-like eye, very reminiscent of Javoy's single eye,
Okay.
regarding you. And as it sees you, it widens.
Did you
Can
say that
I-
this tree's growing out of the carcass of something?
It was something massive, though, wasn't it?
Yes. From where Godfrey's standing, you can see it looks to be a large, very large, humanoid-esque skull,
Jesus.
sort of right beneath the base of it.
Am I close enough to try and make like a medicine check or insight check, maybe? Just like to see whether he's medicine to see if he's still alive. Insight to see
Medicine
whether he
check.
wants to kill.
Medicine, make a medicine check.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. This tree is made of flesh and bone and sinew.
Gross. Least favorite natural 20 ever.
You can see that thick blood is slowly trickling down the outside of what you thought was bark, but is actually rippling flesh.
Alright,
Well,
Veska, you said that the tree is new, but what about
Whoa.
what about the standing stones? Have they always been here as well?
As she moves into the standing stone, she's struggling to take her eyes off the tree. She tells me, "This is how Chavoy entered the Feywild. There was something that he would do with the standing stones that would open the door. But it only worked for him. He said that his blood was special."
certainly special now.
And she's going to sort of shuffle run up to the tree and put both of her hands on it and just begin to sob. You can see the eye in the tree is sort of flinching and twitching. She puts her hands onto the tree bark. You can see that this thick blood sort of runs down over her hands and down her arms. She sort of falls to her knees.
Did the medicine check reveal, like, not necessarily how, but does it seem like it could be reversed, or does it seem permanent? Or?
This is completely outside the realm of your medicine knowledge. You can tell that it is still alive, as you can see what looks to be a pulse rippling through some of the branches and bits of bark, where you can see blood vessels pumping and writhing underneath the flesh.
Can I ask Leo, who's near me, was your friend Zavoy a giant? Is this bigger than he was?
Considerably bigger.
Okay.
Wasn't a big chap like. He definitely wasn't a tree.
I don't remember him being a tree, certainly.
That's new.
I don't judge.
I'd like to just walk around the circle of standing stones and just kind of see if they've all got pictograms on them. Because I'll say this to the group, it looks like each standing stone requires a particular kind of spell. Some elemental, like the one that looks like a plant growing might be healing magic, something to that effect. And that might open the gate to the Feywild, but I'm not sure if that's a good thing or not.
Yeah, do we want to go to the Feywild?
Exactly.
Unless we think that in the Feywild, because the I don't want to say like how. What does Godfrey know about the Feywild, Glenn? Because I know a lot, haven't I? Have read the DMG and stuff.
Feywild, throughout anything that you sort of remember from the DM's guide, other than the sort of description of it, it is a beautiful magical plane of abundant life and mythical creatures. Yes, that is true. Godfrey himself knows that there are several places where the veil between the material plane and the Feywild is thin. Places like this, some of which are closed and inert, like this one seems to be, others which are still open, which is where you get the poisoned fey creatures of the Black Oaks.
Yeah.
And other such nasty things roaming around Westerveld at the moment. There are several entrances to the Feywild all over Westerveld, which in some of them the creatures have easy passage both ways. So you've met a fey creature on your way here, all of you. So you know that some the most powerful fey creatures are the only ones you tend to see that are intact.
Yeah, is it still like a distorted mirror of this world?
Yes.
So I'm just wondering if we could go through the Feywild, we might be able to find like Javoy on the other side in a different form or trapped somehow.
This was my thought too, but
Yeah, especially with, correct me if I'm wrong, but the inside the circle being slime-free and uncorrupted.
Yeah. I'm gonna walk around the tree for a bit and see.
What is the tendril doing? Is it still just assaulting her whole...
Pulsing and writhing. Yeah. It's still rising out of the top of the tree. So you can walk all the way around the tree from where you are, Godfrey. As you sort of pass behind it, there's a little bit more clearing. The trees and brush on the other side of it are a lot thicker. And the slime, as you sort of get from where you are, if you were sort of maybe 10 feet further in, the slime seems thicker and more viscous, and your boots suck harder and harder. It gets harder to walk the further round you go of the tree.
But I don't find the wither hiding, like just crouched behind the tree or something.
Oh no, if you go, I know you've just moved into the darkness there. If you go another 15 feet, I'm going to need you to start making strength checks.
Okay.
Continue walking. As you can see from where you are, that the slime is incredibly thick back there. The pulsing veins, the sickly green veins and vines that are covering all the trees are sort of writhing and moving. It's like something's agitating them in that area, but you can't see anything behind the tree that is causing this.
Okay. Well, I'll come back towards the eye that I saw, if it's still there.
all right.
So, Torlek, you're walking around. Since you don't know what you're looking for, as you walk around the circle, you've seen one that looks like a flame, one that looks like a water droplet, a third that looks sort of like a seed with a shoot growing out of it. You see another that perhaps could be interpreted as wind. It's very flowing, but it's lateral flowing as opposed to vertical, like the snowflake in the fire, the raindrop in the fire. It's sort of lateral. And the next one you see sort of resembles the shape of a snowflake, this sort of multi-pointed etching. Reminds you of a snowflake. There's a very distinct looking lightning bolt shape on another one. And as you walk a bit further around, you see one that resembles a serpent, you think, and the final one is completely black and charred. The etchings are covered in scratches, and you're unable to make out the symbol on it.
Okay. I vote we try and get it open. What do you guys think?
Does the one that's charged seem like it's been damaged on purpose, like as a way to break the?
Make an investigation check.
For
Is it 7?
I'll let you
I'm
do
taking-
it with advantage of Torlek's helping. Either one of you can make it. Whoever's better at it.
I'm a very investigaty boy because I've got the observant feat.
Godfrey's mostly staring at the eye. You definitely should.
That's 14 plus 9, so that's going to be 23.
23. As you look at the surface of the stone, try and assess the damage, with a 23, you come to the conclusion that this stone was created to look like this.
I'm just going to suggest to Giselle that she casts like firebolt or some form of fire magic into or onto or around the firestone and see how the spell reacts, basically.
Yeah, I can do that.
And then I'm going to take a couple of steps back as well.
I was about to say. You really want to be stood there while she does it. Right, so do you want
just
to
in case you cast it on you, just for the hell of it?
Firestone would be this one here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want an attack roll for that?
Yeah, make an attack roll for me, please.
It's an 18.
18. So you build up the firebolt in your hand and let fly when this curling, beautiful little orange burning bolt smashes into the stone, dissipates against it. With a, you can see that there's stone itself doesn't look to be damaged, but all 8 of them begin to glow with this luminescent green light that pulses, and then there is a flash. This bright green flash goes off from the middle of the circle. You hear Veska shout, "No!" And
Great.
from the ground, these 4 withered husks rise out of the black slime and then begin to reach towards you all. Everyone to roll initiative, please.
The root of all our problems.
Veska's also got a dog in this fight. Although she is a bit distracted.
Does the eye react in any
Roll
way?
very well. You can follow the people and see that it's looking towards the things that have risen out of the muck.
Okay, he's still in there, guys.
Okay. Leo, you're first to act as these 4 creatures rise out of the muck.
Cool beans. Alright, so probably get up there to a swiping distance, right? That. There, let's go on a diagonal. There.
You can definitely get there.
Definitely get there. And yeah, I'm just going to take an absolute swipe at it with the rapier.
Okay, go for it.
You have 15.
15. Your rapier expertly plunges forward towards the heart of this rotten-looking fey creature. I'm just going to give you a quick old... Yeah, there you go. So you plunge towards this sort of humanoid form of blackened roots and bark with these horrible glowing green eyes. Plunge your rapier deep into center mass. Let's have some damage off you, please.
Yes, sir. It's going to be 8 damage.
8 damage.
8 damage on a rapier.
Good, that's pretty good. For a split second, you see the point of your rapier pierce through out of the back of the creature, and you draw it back in a beautiful, delicate gesture and make ready for the next attack. The creature itself, though, does not seem to be deterred by your strike. It just turns in your direction just sort of moan, hisses, and gargles this sort of black ichor that bubbles up out of its mouth and runs down its body.
That's me.
Good old stabby stabbins.
Stabbins, that's it.
Okay, here we go.
The name of your
Sail. You're on deck.
Jess is going to take a step back. I
Hit him with
don't want to go in the circle.
Hit him with a fire.
So Jessail is going to target this guy with a new thing.
Ice knife. No?
No, a new thing. She's going to put it. And for a second, Leo maybe hears it as well, but isn't affected. The sound of bells fills the air around it. And it needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
You can tell that this thing does not look very wise. Possibly once before it was covered in corruption and decay. However, it's rolled a natural 20.
Oh.
I do apologise. That makes it a 21 in total.
Ooh.
In that
So
case,
does
yeah.
indeed hear the bells, and with a sickening snap and a twist, the head turns towards you. And it bubbles more ichor in your direction. Anything else, Jess? Any more dancey, fancy footwork?
No, I think that's me done.
We'll chalk that one up to you being still a bit distracted.
Very tired lady.
Dahlia, you're on deck.
Okay, I'm going to run up to flank with Leo, and I'm going to unsheath my longsword as I do, and try to take a chunk out of this thing. Oh, it's good job it's advantage. Oh, what?
Oh,
Oh my
twice in a row!
It's
Oh,
my days.
Welcome
Well,
down to the
guys.
moon.
Okay, so as you unsheath your longsword, bring it
Fuck it.
to bear and begin to strike down on the rear of this corrupted fey creature. Its entire body twists and folds on itself, and all of a sudden it's facing you with its arms outstretched. Your sword is caught mid-swipe, and a second arm grasps you by the throat. I'm going to need you to make a straight-up Constitution saving throw, please, as it sends black ichor all over your face and eyes and mouth. What was that? A 20? Dirty 20. Okay, that's good. So, your face, oh, Christ, this rolled max damage. Your face takes 12 points of acidic damage. You are blinded.
Oh no.
Lucky for you, you didn't inhale any of it, though. You managed to hold your breath as it covers your face. So until you spend an action to clear the acidic black ichor from your face, you're going to be blinded. And you feel like your skin is burning on fire. If you don't get it off soon, you're going to continue to take some acid damage, you believe.
Okay.
You're not going to have much of a face left if it stays on there much longer.
Welcome to the islands of the moon.
Yeah,
All right, that's it
you
for
can sit
me.
with Torlek and his half a face as well.
Okay. So it is now the blackened creature's turn. Holding your throat in one hand, it releases your sword. And Leochran, you see it twist and bend and turn. And it launches out a hand towards you.
Oh
But instead of trying to grab a hold of you, at the end of its fingers, you see a sickly green magical force building. Okay. Oh, fuck me, these guys are rolling well. Alright. So that's a 23 to hit. Alright.
It hits.
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
I am quite the dexterous man. It's 23 save.
23, so you're only going to take half damage from this. which bodes well for you. So you're only taking 5 damage
Only.
as this horrible gout of poisonous green-black liquid spurts forward from the buildup of magic in its hand and threatens to cover you entirely. You manage to turn your back just at the last second, but some of the liquid splashes onto your exposed arm and up your neck, and it begins to burn like fire ants crawling all over your skin. You quickly wipe it off. Okay, we've got a shambly here. Shamble. And...
Oh, hello, friend.
okay, so we're going to do shambly at Godfrey. Okay. It's going to reach out and try and grab a hold of you, sir. Okay, that's probably not going to hit. It's only rolled a 7 plus fucking nothing. What is it? A 10 in total, so you're going to be able to sort of deflect that with your shield. You knock it back and it just... You're still sort of all up in your gill. The one that's come behind you, Svetalia, is going to try and grab a hold of your neck and shoulders from behind. Not sure that's going to hit either now. We're rolling shit because I changed my dice up. It's going to be a 17.
Nope.
Oh, so you feel, even though you're blinded, you feel like these grasping hands start to reach for your neck and shoulders. You quickly writhe about and shake and deflect with a wild swing of your sword. You don't manage to catch it with the carved end, but you can feel the flat of your sword strike something hard, and you feel the hand sort of let you go from behind as the creature staggers back. Torlek, you can see one of these blackened creatures to your right. It's just standing there staring at you. It's the only one that hasn't moved, and it's just staring at you.
Kill it!
Okay, so for you, mate, it stares at you for a heartbeat, for 2, as if it's trying to work out what it is you're about to do, before finally, with a fluidity you did not think these things possessed, it swirls its hands, and you can see this sickly, horrible, foul, pulsing, spiking green ball of magic that looks like the very heart of a disease build up inside of its hands, and it throws it towards you. The air fizzles and pops and sloughs as this thing comes arcing towards you. You need to make a dexterity saving throw, my friend.
I am not a dexterous man. Shit.
I know, it's almost as if I knew that when it threw this attack at you.
That's going to be a 7.
Oh.
Roll of the day. 7.
So you try and bring your shield up to meet this horrible pulsing green ball that comes towards you. You violently stand with your shield in front of you, your mace ready. Unfortunately for you, the ball just envelops you in your shield, and with this horrible squelch comes past your shield and across your face and skin. My friend, it is not good. Yeah. Okay, I didn't roll like as good as I could have done.
But not bad.
You take 13 points of acidic damage as this ball envelops you and begins to sizzle against your armor and send your skin burning. It's in your eyes. It's threatened to get in your mouth, but you manage to close it at the last minute. But every breath while this stuff is coating your face burns your lungs. So you are blinded until you spend an action to remove it from your face.
Blinded as well.
If you leave it on for more than one turn, you're going to start suffocating.
Fuck. Well, that was a really big hit on Torlek, actually, so I'm just like, just kind of knocked back really badly. That hurt.
It's alright, you get to retaliate now.
In order to be helpful, I need to be able to see my friends, so I'm going to have to spend an action to get all this crap off of my face. Which means I only have bonus actions left, which is absolutely terrible. Bonus action Shield of Faith on Svetalia because she's been flanked, and then move towards my friends for a bit of protection, and that'll be me. So Svetalia, it's +2 to your AC. You kind of go sparkly, begin to shimmer. It's for a minute while I concentrate on you.
Cool. Thank you.
Outstanding. Well done, Torlek. Godfrey, you're up on deck.
I'm just trying to kind of clout this guy with the mace first, I guess.
Go for it.
Also rolled a 7. It's spooky. Plus 6 though, so...
That's enough. You managed to connect center mass with this horrible blackened, growing green being.
8 points of damage.
It's a big hit. And you can see as you smash forward with your mace, you feel what you thought was like bark, it just sort of crumbles beneath your mace as if it's ancient rotted wood. But then as quickly as you draw your mace back, you see this huge gaping hole in it. The black icorn vines move and fill the hole, and still rise in front of you.
I'll use my bonus action for my shield master and clatter him, try and knock him prone. Strength, opposed strength check, I think. For sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Opposed athletics. Fuck.
21.
Well, I rolled a natural 1, so it's not gonna work.
Okay. So as you bring your shield forward and try your best to slam it into the creature, it moves with a fluidity and quickness that you haven't seen yet, and it sort of snaps and its arms elongate, and as you throw your shield forward, both of its horrible black arms wrap around it and begin to try and wrestle it from you. So until you let go of your shield
Never.
or throw it off you, you are grappled.
Well, that's the end of that. I will move. I'll move around that side of him, I guess. Actually, no, you can't.
Yeah,
If you're grappled, you can't move, can you?
You're just
Right?
wrenching around in. I will let you guys spin on the spot because he's not got you. He's just got your shield, but I know you won't let go of that fucking thing. So
Never.
technically, you're grappled. So yeah, you can sort of spin him around on the spot. As you do so, you notice his lower half. The lower half of this thing is not moving. It's just twisting at the midriff, sort of round on itself. And as it does, you hear snaps and cracks of bark and sinews sort of snapping and breaking, and then reforming with this horrible sucking sound as the ichor veins move all over the creature.
Us revealing our brand new attacks hasn't worked very well this game, like.
Cool, better.
Not as a-
It's like, oh, I'm gonna bust out a new spell. Rolls a natural 20. I'm gonna bust out a new move. Rolls a natural 1. Fuck!
Yeah.
Kill me, tree!
Go. Okay, so Veska has turned away from the tree behind her. You can see she's still got one hand on the tree. And those of you that are paying attention can see some sort of aura building up at her hand. As she quickly assesses the group, her eyes fall on you, Torlek. And for a second, you swear you hear her whisper in your ear.
It's alright. Veska has you.
Disadvantage on everything.
Oh, she's rolled max. Get in. Let's see, we're going to get back 17 points of health.
Fucking hell.
As this
Wow.
warm glow fills you from the inside, building from your neck and ear and spreading down your body.
Nice.
As you look back towards her, you can see that she's visibly crumpled now
Oh.
and has gone down onto one knee as she's still holding a hand against the tree.
So we can't count on that ever again.
We only get one of those, boys. Yeah. Oh.
Wasted.
Okay, top of the round, Leo.
So I think this is time for some bardic inspiration that Vitalia might find herself in need of quite soon. So
Whatever makes you think that?
so you can be inspired by my cover of No Shrubs, the TLC song I Don't Want No Shrub.
Outstanding. How does that go?
I don't want no shrub. A shrub is a guy that can't get no love from me.
Simple but sweet.
Outstanding. Yeah.
Yep.
To the point.
So with that, there's then going to be another rapier attack on this lad again.
On that lad again. Stab him.
No, this is going to be more of a slashy sort of rapier.
Ooh, you're going
across,
slashing with the tip.
Yeah.
Is your rapier? Is it like a thick-bladed sort of long rapier, or is it more like a fencing foil?
It's kind of more like a fencing foil, to be fair, but it'll still give you a nasty nick.
Is it like a water dancer's sword?
Yeah.
It's like a big boy's version of needle.
Yeah, big needle.
Yeah.
BCG, that's what I call it.
Slash across the front of this creature with your rapier. Go for it, sir.
So let's roll that. What's that going to look like? 14.
14. You catch it right across the chest from left shoulder to right shoulder, scouring a deep gash across it. Let's have some damage, sir.
That is going to be what is that? That's under there. 7 damage.
Wonderful. With that one, you can see the ichor is like bubbling and trying to fill the gap that your rapier tip has left. However, instead of staying put, it's beginning to leak out and run down the body. This thing doesn't seem to be able to repair that wound.
Yeah. Stabby. That'll do. Slashed.
Ice knife extraordinaire, you're on deck.
Their bark's worse than their bite. Chin them.
Right, I'm gonna stick with what works and chuck a firebolt at this guy.
Go for it.
Or not.
One.
Oh my god.
9. Alright, okay, it's not low enough for you to strike Leo or Vitalia. So your firebolt, as you build it up in your hand,
Just goes right through the hole in the middle of it.
It sense your building magic and twists its head towards you, and as you let go, it roars at you, and you throw your firebolt wide as it arcs off into the night sky like a shooting star before fizzling.
Right, I'm going to change tack and pop myself up here, and then I'm done.
Okay. No problem. You're going to dance expertly around the sloshing and bashing of Leo and Svetlana against these two creatures to try and get a better combat angle. As you do so, you see the giant eye in the tree sort of flicks towards you and is sort of flexing, open-closed, as if it's trying to communicate something.
Just trying to flirt with you.
Okay.
Giving you the old wink.
Svetalia, you are currently blinded and suffering acid damage.
Yeah, I'm going to wipe at my face with my leather gloves and try and wipe off the.
So it's going to take your entire action to just clear the horrible, viscous, sticking black slime that's covering your face.
Yeah.
As you do so, you swear there's clumps of your hair coming away.
Oh.
You wipe it off.
And then I'm going to action surge. And swing at this one in front of me.
This one here, yeah.
Yeah. Much better. It's with advantage though, so 18 to hit. 18.
Yes, that is a hit. You strike true.
And then I'm going to expend a superiority dice to make it a sweeping attack so I can hit both.
Nice. Okay, outstanding.
So Equals enemy rolling. Which attack roll takes damage. Okay, so the original target, this guy takes 8, and then the other guy takes 2.
Okay, fantastic. As you wipe your face clean with your leather glove and get it all, you brandish your sword again and just windmill of pain in a huge 180 arc, slashing a deep cut across the back of the creature in front of you, letting the momentum carry you round. You spin beautifully on one foot, completely slashing across the face of the creature behind you, rears back and in pain as you scour across its face. Then it immediately lurches forward again on the attack. Anything else from you, Svetalia?
No, that's it.
Okay, so we're gonna go with the coolie boy, who's, as you can see now, the one between Svetalia and Liakono. The acorn vines are starting to pour from this thing's form and fall limply onto the ground, but it's not done yet. No, that's Veska's stats. And it is going to lash out with its sickly green arm. As it does so, Liakono, you see these horrible sharp barbs appearing in the where this thing's palm would be, and this horrible green liquid dripping from him as it slashes towards your face. Ooh, it's a 12. It's a 12.
Oh, no hits.
No,
Sorry.
you managed to deftly dodge out of the way, and where the hand would strike you as you watch it pass, this horrible venom squirts from the barbs, expecting to have struck contact with you, and you can see this bright, burning green liquid spill out onto the ground below you. Okay, so that one kind of swung and a missed. You can see it's moving quite sluggish now because it's so badly damaged. However, the one right behind Svetalia is not. It is going to... Yeah.
Oh shit.
It's going to first try and grab a hold of you, which I believe it does with a 20.
Yeah, that meets.
Okay, so you
Remember
feel
your sparkly.
Yeah, that's 20 is what it is now.
this force grab the back of your armor, and then this horrible sliming tendril reaches out and curls around your neck and begins to squeeze. So you are currently now restrained by this thing. And as it does so, yes, it flicks its head towards you and shoots out its arm with lightning speed. And you see a spell that looks very similar to yours fly out at you. However, it's sickly and sort of purpley green and dripping instead of this beautiful, perfect firebolt. It's this horrible, inverted, poisoned form of it that flies towards you. Again, with only a 12 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Oh, no.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Oh, not bad for you. There's only 3 points of poison damage as it splashes against your robes and your clothing. Thankfully saving your skin, but you can sort of feel it begins to like burn and itch. And you think there's going to be a nasty rash there in the morning.
Oh dear.
3 points of poison damage. Okay. This lad, seeing Torlek retreat, is going to follow him.
Oh, damn.
When he gets there, he's also going to throw one of these horrible, sickly green balls towards you. Not with a 5, he's not, though. It goes sailing over the top of your head as you manage to bring your shield up now perfectly and duck down, but it passes through the space your head was scant heartbeats before, splashes into the foliage behind you, and begins to sizzle and pop against these pulsing, horrible green vines and black ichords covering everything. It just looks even more menacing than normal. Godfrey, this thing is going to try and do what it did to Svetalia to you and wrap a tendril around your neck as it's got you grappled from the shield. And that is a 19.
Warden Flare.
Warden Flare. Let's have it.
So he has disadvantage. So I shouldn't suddenly blind him with light.
Okay.
It's better, isn't it?
You rolled a natural 20.
Well, it's still a 19 then. What a dickhead.
Lucky for you, it's a 19. Hooah! Okay. So you feel this horrible tendril reach out and wrap itself around your neck and begin to squeeze. You are now grappled and restrained.
Joy.
Torlek, you're up, son! Let's have some fucking brilliance!
Well, now that I'm not on the back foot thanks to Veska, I can actually go on the offensive, so the lone guy who's running after me is getting a guiding bolt to the face.
Yeah!
First level, which is going to be... 17 to hit.
That strikes it in the face.
Excellent, so he's going to take 4d6 radiant damage.
Ooh!
Which is going to be 11. But now he's kind of shimmering a little bit, and the next attack against him has advantage as well.
Outstanding. So as that guiding bolt strikes center mass of the face of this creature, it howls in pain. Its entire body is engulfed in this brilliant, radiant magic, and for a split second, you see beautiful, soft brown bark, a calm expression on its face. This beautiful, blue glowing sapphire eyes regard you with kindness and love, before the ichor and vines once again wrap round it and burns with these now horrible green glowing eyes and rage and hatred. But it also looks to have been doubled over and is now struggling to move after that hit.
Well, Sendez would want me to do this then, but that's all from me this turn.
Godfrey Godspeed.
Okay.
You are in a world of tangled mess.
I'm just gonna, while he's like grappling us, I'm just gonna reach for the holy symbol and just kind of choke out, "Beware the light!" and do Channel Divinity, Radiance of the Dawn. So it's a dex save for the three of them closest to me. I can't quite reach the one at Torlek.
Okay, so you're gonna get the two that are hassling Svetalia and Leoquinor and the one round you as well.
Yeah.
Here we go. None of them rolled above a 14, so I've got a 2, a 5, and a 14.
They all become engulfed in radiant fire and take 16 points of damage.
Oof!
Outstanding! Radiant fire bursts around all three of them. There is a roar, collective roar, and then a calmness as you, Svetalia, Leoquinor, Torlek, all of you just see these creatures. The black ichor and veins burned away from them. What's revealed for an instant is a sublime image of a beautiful dryad woman, a dryad male, as they stand there with their glowing blue sapphire eyes. What can only be described as a smile appears on their barky faces before they are immolated in a shower of radiant sparks.
Booyah.
Nice.
Okay. Veska is up. You can see now that as she's watched three of them just burst with radiant damage, she now turns back to the tree and places both hands on the tree. And you can see her channeling some sort of magic into the bark in front of her. Okay, Leo, you're up. There's only one left.
Those poor
It does look
sucks.
great.
Disadvantage.
Other tree jokes are available.
We all take psychic damage.
Well, we better move up to this one and try and get on the stab of this one too.
Stab him.
Yeah, going straight stabby with this one. For 18 to hit.
That's a hit.
So they can have a full 10 damage, please.
Oh my word!
Good.
Outstanding. So what does it look like as you deftly step up to this wandering, foul, corrupted creature?
It's
Unguard, and then flash forward with your rapier.
Yeah, a plungy one. Straight into his midsection.
Straight through his midsection, your rapier bursts out of the back of the creature, and it goes limp on your sword. But the final reaches forward to try and grasp your throat, and you rip the rapier away from its midsection, sending half of its right-hand side splaying onto the black ground before you. It gasps and shudders and drops to the floor.
As it's dropping, and shout, "Timber!"
Wonderful. The clearing goes still once again.
Okay, let's not play with these stones anymore.
As the final one drops, you can see Veska takes her hands off the tree for a split second and turns around. Says, "There is a way to activate, but it only works with those with fey blood."
That would have been useful information to have before, Veska.
Nice of you to leaf that one out.
As you mention that, you twig and remember when Veska said it only
You
works with
fucking
your boy,
twig!
his blood is special.
You twig, Glenn!
Yeah, I mean,
She
the
did-
tree,
she
the
did
tree
that-
is
she
full of
did say
blood.
that.
So if you wanted the blood, there's definitely plenty of it.
I think she's trying to heal the tree.
She looks at you and says, "Trying to stop this."
Are you healing? Him?
Reversing? Trying to...
Can we help?
I mean, I've got spells that cure.
As she brings her hands off, she goes, "The source of this corruption is not here. It's in the other side.
Okay.
Hmm.
Je vois say that there is a specific way to open the gate that only he knows, that only works with his blood.
Oh, well,
Not-
there's
I have tried."
lots of his blood here, I guess.
You're just gonna stab the tree.
Well, I mean, he's like actively
Visibly
bleeding.
the
Yeah.
The tree's actively bleeding. Veska's completely covered in it.
Okay, can I like swipe my palm down and collect some of the blood on my hand?
You can.
And then
Eat it.
lick it. No.
This is the only way.
Which of the stones? So there was fire here, yeah. We think looked fiery. Was this one water?
This one was fire at the bottom.
All right, fire there, yeah.
And then if you go from that bottom one, clockwise,
Yeah.
it is fire, a rain droplet,
Okay.
a seed with a shoot growing from it,
Okay.
wind or air. The next one looks like a snowflake, then a lightning bolt, then one that looks like a serpent, and then the final one is black and scarred.
Okay. I'm going to come up to this one, put my palm on it and blow.
Okay, so
The
as you
palm with the
walk
blood.
inside the circle with the blood on your hand. The rest of you see Svetalia drop to her knees.
Oh. Okay.
Shit.
Okay. She drops to her knees and her eyes roll up into their sockets.
Is she like still staying like
Still, rock still. As soon as she's dropped to her knees, she's rock still. Her head sort of jolts back and her eyes roll up into her sockets.
Okay. I'll try and do
She
like
is.
a medicine check on her.
Let's have it.
12.
12. She looks to be in some sort of trance. They're not quite sure what has caused it.
But she doesn't seem in danger.
Other
In medical danger.
medical danger, no. All of her vital signs are still functioning. She's still breathing. There's still a pulse.
Obviously,
her
we're all
body
in
is
danger.
rigid, as if every muscle in her body has gone tense. And she's sort of stock still. And
Either
Svetalia
it
is
worked
for
or
20 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute before this huge gasp, and her eyes sort of roll back into their sockets, and you sort of collapse back onto your back, Svetalia. And you're sort of lying inside the circle, still with Javoy's blood in your hand, gasping for air. It's as if you've been holding your breath for days.
Breathing very heavily.
what did you see?
I saw ages pass. I flew over a forest. Very, very fast. There were storm clouds and a crash, and I fell. And then seasons changed, and ages passed, and heat. I was forest. I was the forest, and it was burning. And then I felt the life drain from me. And then after a long, long time, there was the noise of rain, and I felt like I was growing, and I was back here.
Vesca will say, "These visions sounds like a hint to the answer. Javoy never told me of it. It was his closely guarded secret."
Wait, say
Is
that.
it,
Say that
is it the
again.
order we do it in?
Yeah, that's
So
what I'm thinking.
I was soaring through the sky, higher and higher on a warm thermal. And then there was a vast forest spanning from horizon to horizon. And then storm clouds appeared in the sky, and there was a flash and pain. And then I plunged to the ground. Everything went dark. And then there was fire, incredible heat. Forest was burning. And then nothing for a long time. And then rain. And then it began to regrow. So possibly the order?
That's what I was thinking
Yeah.
too, but there was no mention of snow there at all.
The falling.
Circle higher and warm thermal. Well, there was a storm. Oh no, there's thunder though, isn't there? There's
Storm
lightning.
be the lightning.
Yeah.
And then wasn't there like rain after the fire?
Oh,
Because
but
you
then
said
it
there were
did
seasons
say,
changing as well.
did also say you feel so cold, colder than you've ever felt after the thunder, like around the storm. So yeah, I guess.
And where does the serpent fit in then? Where does the snake fit
Well, you
in?
said you were flying, right? Maybe you're a dragon.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I would have thought that was possibly just the wind one.
It was the wind one, not the wind one. Oh, wait, you mean the flying?
Yeah, the flying. Sorry. Yeah.
That's so I'm getting my quill out and I'm sitting down cross-legged on the floor. Right. Tell us from the beginning. Let's work it out.
Okay. Okay. So flying through the sky.
That's got to be wind, right?
Yeah.
Right. Then what?
And then there was a lush green forest below me.
Is that the seed?
Could be, yeah. Although she did say it regrows later, didn't you?
Yeah, it then also says though I felt as though I caught a strong wind and flew at incredible speed. So yeah, possibly serpent is the first one then.
This is assuming that you were a dragon, and that's not just
Well, yeah. Um, waterfalls, mountains, and then storm clouds appear. There's a flash, so lightning.
Okay.
Followed by thunder, and everything is cold, colder than you've ever felt.
That'll be snow after lightning then. Okay.
Yeah. And then seasons change, incredible heat. You are burning, the forest is ablaze.
That's got to be fire.
Yeah. And then it's like you feel a life drain out of you. You're dead. So I guess the destroyed
Mm.
Yeah, the
stone.
black one.
Yeah. And then years and years pass. Cold water touches your skin. You feel and hear rain, and feel yourself begin to grow again. So the seed.
Okay. So.
Did you say there was water earlier on as well, though? At the start.
The only one we've not included is
No
the
waterfall. So.
Waterfall.
But that was like mountains, waterfall, canopy. So that was kind of descriptive rather than.
Okay.
So it's all pretty clear apart from the start.
Yeah.
So I think it's wind, serpent, lightning, snow, fire, scarred, water, seed. But I'm not quite sure how the serpent fits in. It's like wind at the start, and then from lightning onwards we've kind of got it. But where the serpent fits in is a bit weird. I'm just chewing the end of my quill now.
I think of the two, maybe serpent is first because it's described soaring through the air, circling higher and higher, and then specifically you feel free as you catch a strong wind. So possibly the other way around, serpent wind.
Okay, so serpent, wind, lightning, snow, fire, scarred, one, water, and then seed. But how do we activate them in that order? Just smear the blood on?
Yeah,
Catch a snake and whip it against the stone.
I obviously touched the wind one first, so do you guys want me to try touching the serpent one now?
I mean, do you feel safe
Rather
doing
you
that?
than me.
Okay, I'm going to gather myself, take a deep breath, and walk towards the serpent one and try again to touch with the bloody palm.
Okay. Yeah. So as you walk across the center of the circle with the bloody palm and reach out towards the serpent stone, you smear the blood across it in a similar fashion you did to the wind stone. There is a rumble, and the stones begin to glow with a sickly green light. And there is a flash, and there's another horrible creature grows up, appears from the ground.
Fuck.
And we will keep the same initiative. Leo, you're on deck.
Cool. Let's.
If there's just one and not four, does that mean we were less wrong than last time?
Yeah, it might mean that, yeah.
Or they expect people to get it right faster, so they haven't regenerated enough yet.
17 to hit.
That's a hit.
And you get a stab of 6.
6.
A nicking stab of 6.
Your rapier stabs, now with precision, towards the center of this creature as it lashes out with both of its arms. You stab forward, quickly bring the rapier back, leaning back out of its grasping reach as it tries to envelop you in these horrible thorn-covered arms. You've done a big stab on it. Well done. Good lad. Out else.
Next.
Next, Giselle, you're up.
I'm not messing about. I'm chucking a firebolt straight at this guy.
Uh-oh.
Fire.
With
He's in the danger zone.
18.
18. Your firebolt this time strikes it perfectly in the back as it's currently worryingly Okono. He's definitely slapping aside. It's reaching grasps, dancing back and forward, going, "Hah, hah." Your firebolt catches it between its shoulders and roars as the fire strikes it. Let's have some damage.
8 damage.
Nice.
8 damage. You see a large area, sort of black acorn veins boil and bubble, calcify and crumble off the back of it before it's quickly filled in by more of these horrible tendrils. Svetalia, you're on neck. Any movement, Jess?
And no, I'm pretty good here.
Okay, I'm going to come in and strike with my longsword. 15.
15, that's enough. Again, you can see it reeling from the fire damage as it moves back to lash out at the Okono. It leaves an opening. You strike down its spine, hoping to part it.
4 damage.
But it seems to hear your sword swipe as you swing towards it. It twists around and puts out one thorny hand to stop the strike, but your sword cuts through its fingers and sends them falling to the floor. It roars at you.
That's it for me.
It is going to
Branch
reach down into the ground right in front of it, extending its arms. You see these horrible long tendrils dig into the ground beneath it, and it begins to rumble and bubble beneath your feet, Leo and Svetalia. You both need to make a dexterity saving throw, please, as these horrible tendrils then erupt out of the ground and try and wrap themselves around your feet, covered in thorns and what look to be carnivorous teeth, all dripping with poisonous venom.
16.
What you got, Svetalia?
5.
5. Okay, Leokono, you managed to dance out the way. Svetalia, you take 12 points of poison damage as these vines bite into the soft spots between your armor, wrapping around your leg. You feel burning traveling up your leg as it digs in behind your knee. Your entire leg begins to spasm, and it feels as if it's going to go dead and collapse beneath you as this poison travels up towards your midsection. Okay, Torlek, you're on deck.
I'm just going to Sacred Flame it because I can't risk missing and hitting my friends. So dexterity saving throw from the Corrupted Dryad thing, please.
It's currently got disadvantage as it's anchored to the floor. I rolled a 14 and a 17. So it's going to be a 15 to dodge out the way of that.
14, so fuck my life.
Oh.
Goes wide, unfortunately.
Your Sacred Flame flies wide from where you are, though. Roll a D2.
A D2?
D2.
So...
It's just going to which one of your friends you burn with it instead.
Yeah.
So it's going to be one. I'm going to roll a D4, and it's 1 and 2, 3 and 4.
Okay.
1.
1. Your Sacred Flame flies wide of the poisoned creature between Svetalia and Leokono. And just as it reaches the edge of its radius, it begins to fizzle out. It strikes against one of the outstretched branches made of bone and sinew. It bursts against it.
Oh, I thought it was going to hit us.
Branch immediately shrivels, ever so slightly.
Like shrivels as in dies or shrivels in recoils?
Stops bleeding and shrivels up a little bit.
Gotta be careful, I don't want to hurt your voice. Alright,
And after a second, it reforms and you hear this horrible bone crunching snap as another bone sprouts forward, bursts through the flesh of the bark, and juts forward again. You hear it from the tree.
Oof. That's going to be it. I'm not going to risk any more. I'm just going to stay where I am.
Okay, Godfrey Godspeed, you're up on deck.
15 to hit.
That's a hit.
6 points of damage.
With the mace.
Yep.
So you crash into the side of this thing, hoping to sunder its shoulders. But it moves just at the last second. You just score down its back, this huge gouge with your mace. And your bark snap and crunch beneath it before it quickly reforms its shape, filled with pooling black ichor, these horrible pulsing veins.
And I'm going to batter it into the ground with the shield. My bonus action.
Oh, it's rolled a 2, so that's going to be a 5.
I rolled a 24.
Outstanding. So this time you bring your shield down and boom! Slap it to the ground. You can see its arms are already still attached. As you just pummel it to the floor.
So it's prone now.
It is lying prone on the floor,
So
and
everyone
that's
else
your
has advantage.
mercy.
Well, all the
Okay.
melee people have advantage. Range is
Um,
disadvantage.
Veska's going to be a disadvantage to hit this thing, so she's going to concentrate on what she's doing with the tree. And we're going to go back to the top of the round. Leoquinor, where it's lying on the feet of you.
Can I give it a downward stab?
Yes.
Get in. Oh, that was only 9, but it's got to be advantage, right?
Yeah, you got
Yes.
That's 21 then.
That's a hit.
And it gets 9 damage. 7 plus 2. Yes.
9 damage. You stab through with your sword. It meets the ground below, and you sort of worry it around inside to create as big a wound as possible before bringing it back out. You can see it sort of writhing in pain at the ground, but it is still got a hair's breadth of life inside of it. Okay, Jess, you're up.
Okay. Jess rolls up her sleeves and decides to try this new thing again.
Not ice knife, not ice knife.
It's not, I swear.
Ice knife, ice knife.
And she just extends her right hand and points it again. The sound of faint tinkling bells fills the air, and it needs to make a wisdom save.
It has rolled an 8 plus 1, 9.
It does not pass with that, so it will take 10 damage.
Nice.
10 damage. Okay, so as
Typically
Jasael
necrotic, if that makes a
extends her hand towards the creature, Svetalia, Godfrey, Leoquinor, you swear on the breath of the wind. It sounds like very distant bells gonging. And as you take your eyes off the creature for that heartbeat to listen to the bells, you are covered in ichor and black veins as the creature explodes at your feet in a rush of black liquid and old rotten bark, and they shower all three of you in this horrible, disgusting liquid. Thankfully, though, it does not burn the skin, but it does act as if it is oil. And when you wipe it clean, trying to wipe it off your skin, it just smears across your armor and skin.
Why is
There is
it always
nothing
just
left.
sales attack that ends up getting us?
But a pool of gore.
You can have laundry afterwards, it's fine.
You got
Yeah.
presentation.
We'll spruce ourselves up later.
Well,
Torlek has a massive soft spot for Jasael and really likes her, but seeing her cast Toll the Dead, he's looking at her askance now, like, I'm sort of side-eyeing you like, what the fuck? You are clearly not the person I thought you were, sort of thing. Necromancy.
wow.
Yeah, I hadn't even considered that when I put it on my sheet, but I'm going to roll with it. It was more the aspect of having to have the target having to make the wisdom save that appealed to me.
She all got a dark side, yo.
Mm.
That explains why she tries to kill us all the time.
Alright. I don't know what we did wrong, but I have an idea. I can try augury and see if we.
Oh, yeah, good idea.
So we did serpent first, but we weren't sure whether it should be wind first, right?
Yeah, but I tried wind the first time.
Yeah.
So this is casting augury as a ritual. It's not an exact science, so basically I perform a little ritual, and I in this case it'll be casting bones, but the only responses I get are weal for good, woe for bad, and weal and woe for indifferent, or nothing. So we need to pick what question we ask very carefully.
Yeah, you can't say which one to pick. It's got to be, do I pick this one? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, are we even doing the right method? This might not even be how it works. Yeah, before you do that, before you use that start casting ritual, is the tree blinking? The eye that we can see, does it blink? Is it just moving?
Blinking furiously at you.
Okay. I'm going to approach and I'm going to say, nice to meet you, Javoy. Blink twice. Blink twice if we're doing the right method for activating the stones. Blink once if it's wrong.
Well.
Yeah.
So the method's not even right. Okay.
Does the blood come at the end?
As you say, the method's not even right. The eye moves from side to side.
Okay, that wasn't one of the options, Javoy.
So no.
Does that mean that we're focusing on the wrong thing?
It blinks once.
Oh, okay.
So no.
You can see it looking down towards itself, where some blood is pouring from the tree.
Do we need to stop the bleeding?
It blinks once.
Oh, fuck.
Do we
Veska intervenes and says, I think you need to start again.
Guys.
Like have the
what if we take the blood off? We put the blood on 2 stones, yes? So
that's a good idea.
Do we need to clean the stones?
Blinks twice.
Yay!
Okay.
This is why we'll have a wizard.
Good job, Jeff.
Prestidigitation! Yeah.
The stones are clean.
I don't mean to clean things, I mean to work things out.
Okay.
So can I now do serpent? I ask the tree.
It blinks once. And then waits, and then furiously blinks once again. And then waits, and then furiously blinks once again.
No.
Veska like smears some more blood in your hands. Take this.
Wind? No, we did wind first last time.
It's staring at the windstone where you're looking.
Okay.
So it's wind
first. Maybe it is wind, but not serpent next, because we kind of did that as second, then didn't we?
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's ask it the order. Javoy.
It's a good idea.
Javoy, is wind the first stone?
It blinks twice.
So that's a yes. Cool. Is serpent the second stone?
I don't think we need to ask that.
It blinks once, and then furrows at you. Stares.
Okay, do we have to activate all the stones in sequence, or not?
Blinks once, then twice.
No, yes.
No,
what?
Yes.
So...
Javoy, are you being purposely unhelpful?
Part of the question was correct, but part of it was incorrect.
Do we activate them? Oh, okay. No, it can't be.
You reach out and hit both stones at
I was
once.
about to say, we've got more than one hand each, so...
Alright.
1, 2,
Shavoy,
3.
do we have to... does opening the gate involve all of the stones?
It blinks once.
There is no serpent.
No. No, it does not. Okay. So maybe we're trying to fit all 8 into the story when we should only be fitting 5 into the story? Or
Yeah,
less?
we don't need the serpent one because we had a stretch for that one to begin with, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so
So-
if we skip serpent, then the next one we thought was the storm, so the lightning.
Mm-hmm. And then after that, we've got snow because she said it was very, very cold, but you didn't
Yeah,
specifically
Shavoy,
mention.
is lightning the second one?
So, as the eye looks towards you and begins to close, Veska goes and is recoiled and thrown backwards from the tree and lands on the floor. You can see her hands have gone black and are burning, and there is a from the tree as the eye rolls up into its socket, and you can see the blood begins to pour vigorously now and is sizzling in places.
Jesus.
Burning. The entire tree is beginning to shudder and flinch.
We're running out of time.
I think you're right.
And then Veska goes, he knows he's helping us.
Oh,
He knows Javoy is trying to help us all.
Right.
so I'll
She's
smear
just
the
sitting
blood
there like,
on wind, and then
God.
will I try lightning?
Okay. You can do. As you go to try lightning, Godfrey, you realise that Veska's fingers are slowly dissolving.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking hell.
And she's just staring at them, and in a couple of heartbeats, she just has 2 stumps.
Oh God.
Does it seem like it's stopping?
Yeah, it's stopped at the wrists.
Oh
And she's
God.
just sort of staring. Okay, so you're going for lightning next.
Am I? Yeah.
Hang
Yes.
on. While our hands are all stumped, are they like still? Are they like open wounds that I can try and help her with, or is it just kind of they're just gone?
Her hands have sort of burned and dissolved off, and you see the wounds sort of it looks grisly as all hell, but it's not bleeding.
Right.
It just looks.
While they're trying to do the blood thing, I'll kind of try and help her treat the.
It looks as if it's been acidically cauterized.
Just be like, okay, Veska, you'll be okay. And try and help them.
Okay, so the smeared wind. You
Yeah.
move across.
Do the
Smear
same for lightning.
Nothing happens.
Okay. So next we had snow.
Yeah, but there wasn't any specific mention of snow in your story. You
No,
just said
you're
it was
right, it
cold.
just said-
True, it was just cold.
Very cold. Yeah.
The next thing you specifically mentioned was fire.
Fire.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
it's best to go with specifics, I guess, because we've been
Okay.
trying that before.
Fire.
Does anything happen?
Ah, balls!
Ah. It was probably snow.
Well, we know.
Another creature rises from the ground.
Get in.
But we're going to go from the creature's initiative now. And from there, because you've done this twice now.
Yes, I
Natalia, this is going to be aimed directly at you.
Oh.
Oh man. Don't worry, we'll only swim about 50 more before we'll figure it out.
Okay, dexterity saving throw, please. It's Natalia.
I'm not so good at those.
We should just put a
No.
trap in the middle.
Oh my god! You're alright, that rolled 3 1s for the damage. So you take 3 points of acidic damage as this huge ball of acid comes flying towards you. You manage to bring your shield up just in time. Only a small part of it splashes across your armor and across your exposed skin, and it begins to burn again. But you manage to dodge most of it. Okay, next up, Torlek.
Okay. Sacred Flame. Dexterity saving.
Take a flame. Okay, this one doesn't have his arms in the ground. He's rolled a 15.
That passes, unfortunately.
It just moves out of the way of your flame as it goes flying past. Where are you? Okay, that spins off into the night sky.
bonus
Disappears through the swamp foliage.
Alright, bonus action. Svitalia's been taking a few hits, so she's getting a healing word. And she's just been burned by acid, right? So I'll just be like, salve! Heal her face up a little
Nice.
bit where she's been.
Thank you.
Okay,
It's
that's
going to be a
that's
d4 plus.
good. That's good. Okay, I'm gonna rub out level 2 off that.
Oh god.
Down to level 1.
So that's going to be a d4 plus 4, so 8 points of. Wait, where's my roll? Yeah, 6 rather. 6 points of healing.
Spasiba.
Bajolster.
Godfrey.
I'll just gonna keep going with the same techniques it's worked before. So mace.
Right, tested. Hammer that nail.
18.
18, that's a hit.
6 damage.
6 damage. Huge
And then,
crunching hit as the mace connects with the foul form of this creature.
Opposed athletics check, because I'm gonna bash him with a shield again.
Fuck your shield. It's 21.
23.
Ah!
Oh, boom.
As it reaches forward and leaps towards you, you just slap it down midair. It hits the ground with a crunch and it's lying there on its back, writhing, trying to reach its feet again. Veska just at her arms, and we're Leo.
Here we go then. Moving on up. See that? Now you got a sweet line of advantage. I like
You
this.
would have it anyway because it's prone.
You have advantage anyway because
Oh,
it's on its back, mate.
Oh, swell. Let's pile drive this rapier into him then. Quickly. For 15
15.
to
You're
hit.
getting very proficient in knowing exactly where to strike these poisoned creatures. You lash forward with the rapier. There's a soft crunch as it beats into this decaying flesh.
For 9 damage.
Ooh! That one hits some sort of central bony structure, and you hear something snap loudly as you twist the rapier and bring it back out. There's a large chunk of wet bark clinging to the end of your sword, which you whip to the side.
So,
There's a large hole in this thing's chest now. Je sais, you are up.
I think we're out of the just hill
You think?
path there.
If
If
she
you
explodes it,
imply
you're gonna get
something, you're
covered.
never safe from Ice Knife.
No. If you're within 5 feet of anything Jasail's aiming at, you're either going to get hit by Jasail's spell
Right, and that's
or
the,
covered in it.
that's it right there, like.
Or
So-
are you moving in for the bonk?
What?
I was actually going to do magic missile because I can't miss, which I thought you guys would appreciate. So
Famous last words.
that does a total of
Wow.
11.
Nice.
11 damage.
Magic missile.
You stand over the top of this thing and begins to reach forward as you just bring both of your hands down, and these bright, luminous purple shards of crystalline energy just lance forward from your hands and just spikes impale this creature. It flinches as these huge crystalline shards burst into its form. It completely rip it apart on the floor.
Fucking get some.
Jasail's had it with their shit.
Is everyone okay?
I think
Well-
we're out of the woods.
Veska's not doing so great.
I think maybe I would appreciate if somebody else would try next time. I know
Okay,
I'm the
so-
new guy and everything, but
I'll get some blood, but I'm gonna wait for you guys to point at us where to go.
need
'Cause I'm stupid.
need to press the digitation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go around and give everything a wipe down.
Okay, you
So
managed to clean all of the stones off.
Oh,
Okay.
Godric, as you approach the tree, you can see the giant glowing green eyes beginning to bleed
hang
Do
on.
I feel like
profusely.
healing them would do anything?
I don't know how you would possibly know that in this situation. I mean, you've seen Veska trying to do something at the base of the tree.
Yeah, I suppose her healing seems
There's
more
been
powerful than
quite
mine.
there's been quite a backlash.
Yeah.
So I
We
don't
just
know. You
gotta
can make
hurry,
an
I guess.
intelligence check.
Why always intelligence? Yeah.
You mean you're
14.
hiding something? You look at him. You see that he's bleeding profusely all over the place. And in your experience, when something's bleeding profusely, usually healing does help stop that. But this is a giant tree that's been
Yeah.
formed out of the flesh and blood and bones of a halfling. So it's a little bit.
Okay, so
But it's
wind,
bleeding from everywhere.
wind, lightning.
So
Then
yeah,
what we're thinking next.
wind,
Snow, I
lightning,
think.
and we think snow.
Okay, so I will do wind. I will do lightning. Then I will do snow.
As you reach forward and smear the blood slowly across the snowstone, tense heartbeats. Nothing happens.
Yeah.
Good.
Cool. Right.
Torlek's consulting his scroll. Right. So now fire.
Fire, yeah, we think
Okay.
fire now.
I'll go over there and do fire.
Now more confident, you swipe across fire and wait for a second. There is no glow from the stones.
And now
The scarred.
scarred one.
Yeah.
Okay. Smear.
You smear the scarred stone. Your hand feels very cold as you brush the palm across the stone. You can see the blood drain from your hand. It's as if it's trying to leach the life from you, but you bring your hand back quick enough. There is a vibration in the air, but no glow follows it.
Water and then seed.
Yeah.
Or
that one reacted.
seed.
But we've got water then seed.
When we did like wind and lightning and stuff, did they lit up? And have they all
No.
gone off now? No.
The stones have only lit up
Yeah.
When we got it
once you've got it wrong.
Okay, good.
Currently, they're all off.
Do we think it would, from just logistically, seed comes before water because it can't grow? Like, water doesn't produce a seed, or am I thinking too?
Well, the seed would be on the forest floor and the water would make it grow, surely.
We're going off the order of what you experienced in your little
Which was
astral
water
projection.
and then rebirth, yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
presumably it's water first.
Okay. I touched the water. Stone.
Touch the water stone. The vibration in the air intensifies, but the stones remain unlit.
I mean, the people who are standing outside the stones might want to get inside if it's going to teleport all the way, by the way.
Good idea.
It's a very good call.
And
And
then
then
the
seed?
final one was seed, but then obviously we haven't touched serpent, so I don't know what's gonna happen.
I'll
Maybe
give it a
that's
go.
just like
I'll slap it down on the seed.
Slap at the seed stone with the last of the blood on your hands. The vibration in the air intensifies. There's a low hum, as if something huge is vibrating. All the stones begin to glow with a white light, which builds up in intensity, forming a sphere across the top of the stones. This ball of light gathers and builds builds and builds before lashing forward and colliding with the form of the tree. Okay. There's a soul-tearing scream and the sound of flesh being torn and bones breaking as the center of the large tree begins to rip and tear open. A huge opening is formed in the center of the tree. And Javoy's screams die out. You see the eyes rolled up into its sockets. This gap is 20 feet by 20 feet. And through the flesh and pouring blood, you can see this green magic swirling within the opening. You feel as if there is a power building there. The air is vibrating, the hum is intensifying. Just at the point where you think the magic is going to explode out and engulf you all, there's a crackle and a rush of air, and the swirling stops. There's a shimmering, opaque barrier now covers the opening. And through it, you can see another landscape. One of sickly black trees and a glistening red ground.
Lovely.
Well, I guess we opened it to go through.
After you.
I'll head towards the opening. Do you see there's blood pouring all over it?
Yeah, there's
I'm gonna put
blood
my shield
raining
over
down.
my head first, and then I'm gonna walk towards the opening.
You can see the ground is covered in some sort of glistening red sort of liquid. There's big black trees on the other side. And the shimmering magical barrier sort of makes the hairs on your arms stand on end as you get close to it. You can feel the blood dripping from the innards of the tree down with a pitter-patter on your shield and armor.
Is the eye still there?
The eye has closed, rolled up into its sockets as you ripped open the tree, and it closed.
Okay. I was just gonna say.
Veska
I'll
has
stay
crawled
towards
out
it.
and is lying, whimpering,
fight.
shivering on the floor. Okay. You pass through.
I'm gonna sort of go over to next to Veska and just sort of kneel down and be like, "Are you gonna be all right on your own?"
She's unresponsive, just staring at the stumps.
Guys, we can't just leave her here.
We don't know how
Is
long.
she going to be in
the
any
door will
less
stay open.
danger if we take her with us?
You're right. You're right. She'll be in more danger if we bring her.
I don't like it either, but
Just sort of leave my hand on her shoulder and just be like, "We're gonna help Javoy and we will be back. Just don't go anywhere." And then just follow Godfrey.
Okay.
Sounds about right.
You're all going to pass through the barrier.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So as you step through the barrier, it feels like your entire body is suffering a static shock at the same time for an instant. And then your foot meets sickly, thick, viscous, wet ground on the other side. The humidity and foulness in the air is almost enough to stop you in your tracks. From what you know of the Feywild, where there should be lush, vibrant flora, there are only black, oily coated, stunted trees, their limbs twisted in a grotesque, unnatural manner. Everything is withered and dying. Your boots squelch and suck into the thick, viscous red liquid that covers the ground. The air is sickly sweet with death, and a wave of revulsion coats your skin with a filth you fear will never wash off. Again, you seem to be in a clearing beneath a deformed tree of flesh and bone. However, in the place of the standing stones, there is now a gargantuan, quivering, black heart. Thick veins and arteries pour from the heart into the ground, and with each shuddering beat the veins throb. As you follow the tangled mass of sinew and blood vessels, you see a thick, dripping main artery attached to the grotesque tree that you've just passed through. Foul magic emanates in pulses from the heart. You are sure that this is the source of the decay.
Did it blink once?
Glenn did.
Oh, I was sorry. I was on the map.
Oh yeah, I've not got Glenn's camera up.
There you go.
I was waiting with bated breath. Okay.
Yeah.